25% of Americans aged 60 and over are living alone, and only about a dozen other countries in the world have such a high percentage of older adults living alone. But is that necessarily a bad thing? No way. Living alone does not have to mean loneliness nor isolation, and to help you steer clear of that, let's dive into some tips on how to thrive instead of just survive when living alone. Hi there, if you're new here, I am Cyn Meyer, a life coach that helps older adults like you make retirement years your best years, full of purpose and passion, which you can absolutely do if you're living alone. So let's head straight into our 7 tips for thriving, not just surviving, when living alone after 60. Right now, I'm currently 40 as of this video filming, and I don't live alone. But when I did live alone for 6 years at the end of my 20s, it was amazing. And I felt that my life was full of passion and purpose. I don't care how old you are, this first tip makes all the difference in the world. Number 1, practice mindfulness. It doesn't matter if you're living by yourself in a quiet apartment or with a big family in a chaotic house. Being mindful and aware is so hugely beneficial for your whole well-being. And on the topic of loneliness and isolation, you can still experience both while living with other people. A mindfulness practice is not to be underestimated, and I'm here to tell you it is underrated. When I was living alone in my late 20s, I was not all about waking up and meditating or doing breathing exercises or yoga, which I'm all about today. But I'm gonna be honest, I was living in Huntington Beach at the time and I was all about partying. I got totally sucked into the scene. But there was something so grounding about mindfulness that saved me from loneliness, and it saved me from making poor choices. I am so thankful I had the tool of journaling available to me. It gave me the chance to reflect on my life and observe myself so that I could, amidst the craziness, still stick to a healthy routine. It doesn't matter which mindfulness practice you pick, as long as you like it enough to stick with it consistently. So whether it's journaling or meditating, Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, walking in the woods, or taking a hot bath, a consistent mindfulness practice grounds you enough to connect with yourself and learn to trust yourself to make the right decisions for yourself. The more self-aware you are and the better you become at observing yourself, the more you can take the right actions in your daily life. And this goes for everything, whether it's calling a friend or reaching out for help or turning off your screen and stopping that scroll of the social media. Whatever it is, a mindful practice brings forth an awareness level that keeps your daily habits healthier. Which brings us to tip number 2, create a healthy retirement routine. Most people see retirement as simply a time to relax and live leisurely. It's that, but a lack of structure, even if it's disguised as freedom, which it often is, leads to stress. Living alone in retirement gives you the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Yes, that's true. But it also opens up the door to being scattered, unfocused, lacking purpose. And when that happens, you can't help but fall into the brain trap of procrastination, which is really your brain operating out of your subconscious, close to your fight or flight mode, and it's telling your body to not do anything crazy, reserve your energy, and just like hang back and stay out of danger, and definitely stay inside your comfort zone. Your conscious brain knows better than that. It knows that all the good stuff actually happens outside your comfort zone, and that's where your big dreams and your ambitions and goals are. But I digress. To avoid procrastination and feeling scattered, unaccomplished, and unproductive, create a healthy retirement routine. Without having a retirement routine in place, your time will just kind of fly by. And whether you're super busy or totally unbusy, by the end of the day, you'll be wondering what happened and why you didn't achieve what you truly wanted to do. The way around that is to create a retirement routine that helps you structure your days so that you can have it all. You can have what you want to do and achieve, you can have what you need to do with your responsibilities, and you can also have the freedom to relax and do things spontaneously. I dig into this topic step by step in our retirement routine video, which is in a link in the description below. So just watch that video if you want specific tips for creating your ideal retirement routine. In this video, I do, however, want to dive into a slice of your routine, which brings us to tip number 3. Adopt a healthy sleep and eating habit. It's oh so easy to order takeout all the time, stay up until the wee hours of the night, watch TV, or get sucked into scrolling social media, or maybe your guilty pleasure is playing word games. Whatever it is, there's probably some addictive behavior that's tied to a screen. Regardless of what distracts you the most, there's 2 big healthy habits that I want you to focus on. Having a steady sleep schedule and also a nutritious diet. These are crucial, not only for your physical, but also for your mental health. When you take care of yourself, you're in a better position to enjoy your independence and stay healthy for years to come, of course. Sleep and your eating habits are foundational ingredients for thriving in your 60s and at any age. And it's also important to, number 4, identify when you feel lonely. We all know that feeling. For some, it's in the morning, and for other people, it might hit you at night. But the loneliness creeps in. As I mentioned earlier, it doesn't matter if you live alone or with other people, you can still feel loneliness regardless of your living situation. But when you live by yourself, you're more susceptible to loneliness and isolation. Like if you fall off the horse on our other tips here, then loneliness and isolation are just more convenient. So either way, it can be super tough living alone as a senior or a retiree, especially with all the myths out there in our culture that tell us retiring and growing older are about slowing down or becoming less relevant, which is totally false. So it's super important to acknowledge when you feel lonely instead of just trying to brush away the feeling or instead of telling yourself to get used to it, because you can take simple actions to address when you feel lonely and you can take care of yourself. You don't have to suffer in silence. There are plenty of ways to combat loneliness when you live alone. Please check out our video on 10 ways to overcome loneliness. Whether it's for you or someone you know, the information to combat loneliness is super helpful because loneliness is pervasive in our culture. We are sharing tip number 5, which is stay connected. Doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert, we thrive off of social connection, and it is a vital part of your mental and your physical health. Studies have shown that people who live alone are at a higher risk for health problems, both physical and mental. So staying connected and reaching out to your loved ones, neighbors, old friends, new friends, all of it is so important when you're living alone. If you're an introvert, you might just enjoy one-on-one time or limiting your time with people, but you still need to engage with others and prioritize your social life. You can reach out to your neighbors, strike up a conversation at the grocery store with a stranger, or host regular get-togethers at your house. It all counts. The good news is it's easier than ever these days to stay connected, as in the technology is there, especially after the pandemic hit. There are plenty of ways to stay connected online or through video chat. You just need to do your part in making it a priority to regularly reach out, particularly if you're feeling loneliness creep up. It can mean the world of a difference. Or you can also consider a companion. I'm not talking about a partner. When you're living alone, a furry or a leafy friend can make all the difference also. Pets provide companionship, they reduce stress, and they can even help keep you safe, like if you have a dog that barks at stranger danger or something like that. But pets also encourage physical activity and socialization, like when you take your pet out into the community or for a walk or something like that. And if you can't adopt a pet long-term, consider fostering one or signing up to PetSit, which you can even earn a couple extra bucks on the side. Of course, not everyone is a pet person. They require time, attention, and extra expenses. So if you don't want the hassle, or if you're just not an animal lover, get some plants to take care of. It might sound silly, but there's actually a lengthy list of health benefits that studies have found for people who take care of houseplants, from emotional and mental benefits to having cleaner air. So whether it's a dog, a cat, or a snake plant, taking care of someone or something in, of course, a non-taxing, non-draining way, gives you a sense of purpose and contribution, and it does, according to research, reduce your stress. Another thing that reduces stress and helps you thrive when you're living alone is tip number 7. Declutter and keep it clean. When you're by yourself, it can be hard to stay motivated, to be on top of things, because you have no one but yourself to hold you accountable. And housework and chores can easily end up on the back burner. But a cluttered, dirty home can be dangerous and unhealthy, not to mention stressful and kind of unpleasant, right? According to a study at UCLA, the amount of stress that you experience at home is directly proportionate to the amount of stuff that you and your family accumulate over time. I see the magic of decluttering happen all the time, specifically with the older adults that I get to help. There is a mental clutter that happens with physical clutter. And when that is removed, when that physical clutter is cleared out first, then there's space available for clarity and focusing on things that are truly important to you. I have seen amazing growth and creativity, adventure, like wonderful things come from decluttering. And once you've got things cleared out, here are a few reasons why keeping it clean is so important, especially when you're living on your own. It helps you feel more in control of your environment and like you have a handle on things. It boosts your mood. A clean home is a happy home. It physically protects your health when you literally have your surfaces sanitized and clean. Your home is your sanctuary, especially when you live by yourself. So keep it organized, clutter-free, and clean. To recap our 7 ways to thrive when living alone after 60. Number 1, put into place a daily mindfulness practice. The compounding effect of mindfulness is so underrated, and it's just worth a shot. If you had to pick one thing on our list today, it's this one. Number 2, create a healthy retirement routine. Daily structure will actually give you the freedom to have it all, which you can have it all. Number 3, adopt healthy sleep and eating habits. Super foundational. Number 4, acknowledge when you're feeling lonely. It's so common and not to be ignored. Number 5, it's important to reach out and stay connected. Number 6, consider living with a companion, whether it's an animal or a plant. It reduces your stress. 7, declutter your home and keep it tidy and clean. Lots of people in their 60s are living alone these days. It can be a great way to stay independent and enjoy your own space, but it also comes with some unique challenges. We truly hope that our video helps you. What are some of your tips for living alone in this phase of life? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing from you so that we can better help you thrive in retirement. And your comments also help us tailor our content to exactly what you want and need help with. So please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. It helps us continue to do our work better, and it helps us spread the message of good health, lots of purpose and passion, and overall better quality of life during retirement. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next video.